Adjourn at 6:03. Let's do it.
Start recording.
Start recording.
Oh, do I have to wait till I record before I say that? There you go.
No, you can go for it.
No. All right. I call this meeting to order. 6:03. Let's do that. Do we need to vote on starting? I always forget that. No, let's do it. Changes and additions to the agenda.
I
just had that
want to just
letter.
add a letter,
Yeah.
yeah, for you guys. I sent it to Beth and Christine. I didn't know if I was allowed to send it to everybody by email. I guess on email it's allowed.
You can send it, but you can't, people can't respond.
Got it, okay, so I just have a letter based on our last meeting to submit as part of like public comment and just wanna have a chance for people to edit it or vote on it and send it off.
Great. So I'll put that under items for discussion.
Or maybe after, or Act 73 updates, because it's sort of related to that.
Send, you want me, I can send it, print it.
I was gonna say, I have it on my computer. I can always read it.
Oh, yeah, okay, that works.
All right. Any other changes or additions?
I think there'll be no, unless Emily's here, there'll be no student presentation.
I did
Okay.
not see Emily today.
If Ruby's right here, do you want some present?
All right.
Thank you.
Approval of October 7th meeting minutes. That was our one with our public presentation as well. Right?
I move to approve the minutes of October 7th, 2025.
Second.
I'll say, I always forget the
All those
direct.
in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstained?
I'd like to say that I thought that meeting went really, really well, and I was really proud of us. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that right now, but I was really proud of us.
We were moving on to public participation and announcements.
Okay,
Perfect.
I was really proud of us. I really felt like that was really advantageous of us to like have a meeting and put ourselves out there and like collect data and be part of the conversation and be proactive as opposed to just like whining and complaining in our own houses. So, thank you.
We're still pretty good.
I mean, yeah, we are still good at that, but like,
Yes.
not all boards are opening themselves up to having these hard conversations, so thank you. I appreciate that.
And I would say the drama club's haunted house was amazing. They did a great job.
So weird.
And so,
If you ever want a creepy doll collection, this woman right here has the weirdest and creepiest doll collection I have ever seen in my life. They like gouged out eyes
it was
and like
for the
blood.
haunted house.
It was
It wasn't like something I already had. Okay, let's just say
I walked in, I was like, seriously, Beth, this is disturbing, actually.
Lots of fun. But they did a great job, and we ended up, the 7th grade class was not able to do their food fundraiser, so we kind of beefed up, the drama club beefed up their kind of food selling too, so that was good. So overall, it was a good event, I think, for the club.
Looking forward to lunch with loved ones. It's my favorite day.
And variety show is coming right up on December 6th, so get your acts in line.
No, get your act together.
Yeah.
Come on. That's your line.
Any other announcements?
Is there any public?
Any public?
We have not
Yeah,
had any public
not a
tonight?
public.
No, we have not one public.
All right, then it's on to our
What?
administrative.
We did.
Yeah, we did. Administrative report.
I feel like the owls are really close today. They're usually, like, look at Christine.
I know.
I mean, I know that's not the owl,
jeez.
but like, it's like right in your
Grace,
face.
what are you doing to me?
You're looking good.
I know, you look
that's
great,
cool.
especially as you
That's
stand.
great.
There it is.
Oh, we get to the beginning of it. Right here first.
Mm-hmm.
Christine, you did get my text today, right?
Yes, and I think you should,
Okay.
weigh in at that time. Sorry, Greg. Just get it in slideshow, so.
You're supposed to go with Dad. No,
Lola and Theo are like.
no,
Oh,
that's
gosh,
not,
sorry.
no,
No,
go.
no, please.
No, you're gonna,
I'm telling you, please. No,
you haven't left yet?
no,
Okay. No.
no, no.
There we go.
There we
Oh,
go.
sorry about that.
All good.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, go.
All right, so the first thing is just a continuation of our awareness celebration. We kicked it off last month with breast cancer, and I got some of the most adorable submissions, probably about 15 of them, of like little poems. And works of art and stuff like that. So we're going to display them in the front. when you walk in or have a bulletin board, but we're also gonna put some in the newsletter, so we'll vote on that. So just bringing that to your attention, this month it's Native American Heritage Awareness and Celebration, so that'll be the next one that we kick off for kiddos. Parent-teacher conferences are happening as we speak. This is the first go around for me, but we made ourselves available. But everything that I'm hearing thus far, there's been some good participation. I know Michael attended one today in support of some teachers, and so I'm hearing just positive feedback about how parents are feeling and what they're experiencing, right? And always open to anything else, but for me it's the first time, and I've been hearing some good things. I put this in our newsletter, and it's the upcoming events. I know we mentioned, one of the things that I got some feedback was not always enough notice, though it's out there and I know that, but we're also busy is the reminder. So I'm gonna keep this in our newsletter, and I may even at times send it on its own, just like, hey, for your own printout, just upcoming, right? That thing, I think that's helpful. It's even helpful for me. Like I went through my own calendar and was like, oh yeah, like this, that, what have you. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention because some things that I've heard, so there'll be that available for folks. All right, next up. So I just wanted to run down some things that are happening kind of from a 10,000 foot view and then sort of boots on the ground and kind of where I am. We've been running discipline reports, so I kind of just listed out here. They're for discipline, attendance, and for tardiness. And what we're doing is I'm running them once a week and handing it over to the SEI MTSS team to look for patterns, to look for data of self-reflection for ourselves, information where we're seeing, are there places we should be that we're not? Are there classrooms, are there groups of kids? It's being teased out by time, location, event, the author, meaning what classroom is it happening, by gender. So we're just taking a look at what are we seeing discipline-wise, what are we seeing for attendance, and where are ways that we as a group can self-reflect and say, hey, what do we need to do to change? And so I always liked as a teacher this information, because for me I would self-reflect in my classroom. If I notice that either class I may have been writing up as a referral or certain students, the self-reflection for me is, am I engaging with students enough? Do I have enough activities? Right? Am I just standing and delivering, or am I getting involved? So I want to use that data as a building to kind of search for those patterns and those ideas. And then attendance and tardiness, just right to stay on top of that, and I know that's been a focal point for us and for the district. Michael and his team with the SCIs and MTSS have been doing a great job of dealing with me and the printouts, because I'm doing it once a week, and I'm like, right, let's go over it, right? And I know we have a lot going on, but they're taking the time, and it's much appreciated to kind of sift through all of that. So just wanted to give you that heads up. It was happy that we didn't have any students that were ineligible when we ran the report, which was great. What we did is we ran it 2 weeks before the actual ineligibility date, so that we could have conversations prior to that, and I feel like that was a little helpful. Harvest Fest out in the back was wonderful. That was the first time that I was a part of that, and I said this to the faculty, that was probably singly one of the best days I've had in education. Like, it just, across the board, that big kids with little kids and little kids dressing up, and the work and the activity and the commitment that went into that was fantastic. It was learning outside the classroom and building relationships, and that's what we're doing, right? And so hats off to everyone involved, Tina, to classroom teachers and kids that just put the time and effort. So I just wanted to note that. Winter activities, we've started to have the conversation. So it's again my first, but the skiing and the aquatic center, I actually put my hat in the ring for a cooking one for those kids that maybe want to hang around. So we're hoping to have a cooking class or activity for them during this time.
Smell good in this school.
Yeah. So that's I had my first meeting for that, and that went really well. PTO is sponsoring a dance. I believe it's next Friday. So just want to bring that up. I think it's a K to 5.
Yeah,
Do you
Yeah.
wanna ask a
glow
question?
stick one or something?
Yeah.
Can I pause really fast just about interactivity? So this will be the first year that ski passes are not provided.
I talked to John, actually, he told me otherwise.
Yes,
They got a
they-
grant
they
from the
got a
Byrne
grant. They got a
Foundation,
grant.
it's gonna be,
Every
Yeah.
status
status
will be the
quo.
same.
Incredible.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
can I actually piggyback and have a different question?
Yeah.
So last year it was 6 weeks between coming back and February vacation, this year it's 7 weeks, so, when we had talked about the cross-country skiing, we had mentioned, Linda wasn't sure if they were gonna start the first week back,
Yes.
or, yeah, so what's, you have
So
a schedule as
it
of
got
today?
dictated, I think, a little bit in regards to, let me just pull that up. I didn't anticipate that.
Are you doing cross-country skiing on Wednesdays?
No, we can chat later
Okay.
about, it's a sidebar.
Good,
Like,
okay.
Saskatoon didn't wanna host any groups the week of President's Week,
Correct.
Okay,
so we might have to end up not going during that week.
and that's the week before vacation.
Yeah.
So we just did the
So
first
we
6
would-
weeks.
Why is
so we
vacation
would
weird
still
this year?
come That first week back.
And then the fall, okay, cool, thank
That's
you.
the plan right now.
Yep, that's a plan, so that's a thank you, that was the email that I was pulling up.
The state
yeah.
agreed to it, that all of the regions, all the areas across the state agreed to the same vacation schedules this year,
Oh,
trying to get to a statewide calendar.
oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay,
nice
I'm
to
sorry, I
meet
didn't mean
you.
to derail you. I
No,
just, I hadn't heard that about, that's amazing.
Yes,
I'm
we
so
just had that
thrilled
meeting, yep.
to know that for our community.
Yes,
Quarter
oh,
John
absolutely.
Makes a
Thank
big
you, Byrne
difference.
Foundation.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And
And
John,
Sarah Baxter.
presumably
And John,
to
yeah,
make that
and
happen.
Byrne Foundation's
Yep.
on here again for something. Lunch with the loved ones, you just mentioned that, it's gonna be my first time, I just kinda bring that up, cause I'm looking forward to kinda seeing
They're
what
the
that
best.
looks like.
They're the
Yeah,
best.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. The food that's available during the day, is everyone aware, it was in the newsletter, the baskets of food, it's amazing, the kids, it's so popular and so incredible, we actually have to put a schedule in place. I think because we just have hordes of kids coming in and grabbing and we wanna make sure that everyone has an opportunity to get to it, but also eating at the right times. And what I mean by that is a kid grabbing a big bowl of something and heading into the gym where they can't eat it, or going into instruments. So teaching them the times that they should, right?
Where's
but-
the food coming from?
So that's through a grant as well, through Ian and our cafeteria. It's in all the schools, and they stock it. It just kind of depends on how. But there's all fresh fruit and vegetables, roasted, squash, peppers, apples, oranges, grapes.
So all fruit and veggie stuff.
All fruit and
That's
veggie
amazing.
stuff. There also is a refrigerator that's put there so that
Yes,
we
huh?
can keep things cool. Kiwis, there had bins of kiwis and stuff, just all things, and the kids are learning.
Yeah, my daughter was talking about it, she's like, Mom, there's like fruit and vegetables all the time.
Yeah.
That's what she came
Yeah.
and said.
So I just,
Mhm.
yeah.
Where
worth
did this come,
mentioning.
like, how did this happen?
It's a grant.
Yeah, it's-
But like, when did this,
So my understanding, and you probably can talk more about it, is I spoke with Ian, we sat down, and there's a grant for all the entire district that he has, and I don't even, he's working hard to even spend of
Is
all
it
of
through
the
the fresh
grants.
fruit and veggie program?
Fresh fruit?
Fruits and veggies, yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's a federal grant?
It's federal grant.
So, and
Still
it's,
going.
it's still going, and
For now.
well, in, yeah,
For now.
well, in, I mean, he said it will be for the year.
that's awesome,
And you get a certain amount of money depending on your Frank
Yep.
grant and things like that.
cool.
So
But the
since we filled those out.
presentation is making a huge difference, the way he's presenting
Yeah.
the fruits and vegetables, is very
Mhm.
appealing. And I think that makes a difference, because we've had the grant before and
Yeah.
we used to deliver fruits
Yeah,
and
that's
vegetables
what a
to
lot
the
of schools
classrooms on trays, and this is much better.
That's so
This is a
cool.
little more
Yeah.
coveted now.
And can
And
they
are
grab
the-
them and go in the sorry,
So good.
can they grab them and go in the afternoon, like if they want to, kids?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's all,
Anytime.
it's still out there
Mhm.
now, like there's still.
It's on the way out of school.
I
Yeah.
saw some pears.
Are the little kids able to access it?
Yes.
Like it's not hoarded by, I'm just picturing these
Teenagers.
giant 7th and 8th graders.
So they
like-
also have bins, that they can come and collect stuff and bring
For
to
the
classrooms,
classroom,
yeah,
so you can
so
kinda
we
say,
also
"Who
have
wants an
kids,
apple?"
yep. And we also grab
Nice.
some as well and put it in the office, so when there's something out there they can't find, we probably grabbed it a little earlier so that we can make sure that we have some extra stuff.
The whole food situation here is pretty impressive.
It
It's
sure
actually
is.
like on my list though to talk with the kindergarten teacher about, because I'm realizing like, how many times a day are you guys feeding her?
Yeah.
Like it seems like a lot, but
Yeah.
can I just like understand what
Yeah.
the
I think on the other side too, the compost program that's
Yeah.
going on is
Yeah.
outrageous.
Yeah.
It's amazing what we're doing with
Yeah,
Yeah.
actual food.
yeah.
He's about to, Ian, just an aside but related, he's you know, we've been in conversation about SNAP benefits going away and how we were gonna try to support families, and so he has, resources, money enough to, what he's gonna try to do is, we're gonna do some outreach. It's available to any family, but, a couple times a week, there'll be fruits and vegetables and maybe some perishable snacks that families can pick up, package a couple times a week and take home, so that'll be in my newsletter, I think, this week.
Mhm.
So-
Yeah, and you could reach out to the Hartland Food Shelf
Yeah.
too, I
Yeah.
mean, and they would probably be willing to. get
Yeah,
something
I
in
believe the state of Vermont, has,
They're doing a good job.
is going to
Proud of the
close the
schools.
gap, cover the gap, but I think there's a week or two where families, like, there's a delay in payment, so. Anyway, sorry.
No, good, that's all. The next, starting to look at the schedule for next year, so I just kind of throwing that out there, that we have to take a look and kind of see, you know, where and what we are with different class sizes coming up, class sizes and what have you, so that conversation has just started. The Leader in Me, which is what we were just talking about, I just want to again sort of promote the great work that's going on with all the students and the time that the Olders are putting in and the reception they're getting from the little kids, and the partnership is fantastic.
Are there any classes that are single classes, like the 8th grade, current 8th grade?
Only eighth grade.
Just the 8th
Only,
grade?
yes,
Okay.
the 8th grade, that's.
Only eighth grade.
The next couple things will be quick. Minga is a new online pass system for 4 to 8 that we've been working on. Weathersfield uses it now. So the idea is, and what we'll do is we'll have a kiosk, computer in each of the rooms that only will log into Minga, and when you need a pass to go somewhere, you log in and it tracks where you're going. There's a number of features and things that are great. I think overall the data collection for a few things. One, if I'm noticing that Mr. Schaefer, for instance, is always getting a pass out of math at this time during this day, what's that information telling me, right? Behaviors information. So, to look at that, our kids meeting up, like whatever the case may be. It's also good for if you have situations where kids shouldn't be in the bathroom hallway type of thing, like if you're doing an investigation or what have you. So you're able to actually block or allow a certain amount of passes a day, whatever the case may be. So I think that is another good feature for it. I'm trying to think. Counselors, if they have a caseload and they have meetings that are coming up, they can actually program in where your passes will pop up electronically at the times for kids, or speech and language or whatever as reminders for kids and teachers. So it's the first year we're trying it. I've used it in the past. I really liked it for a number of reasons, and so we're taking a look at it for this year and see what that looks like.
Is it happening now?
It's about to happen, so we've been working on the onboarding, we had to do some PD on it, they had to upload everything, our IT has been working with them. I just had the last meeting today to start the rollout phase.
And each child accesses it through their Chromebook or through
So
the teachers?
they can access through their Chromebook, teacher, so if you're a student, you can access on yours, or I can issue you a pass. But we're also gonna have like a standalone kiosk where a kid can just go over
Okay.
and sign out and then sign back in. Another great feature is it'll have a dashboard that we'll have on our computers as an administrator or in the main office, and it will tell you if a pass, if a student has been gone longer than the threshold, so let's say 10 minutes to the bathroom, whatever it is. And they may call up and she's like, hey, you might wanna go past the middle school bathroom, we're missing somebody. And they may have gone back into class and forgot to sign out, but it's a good reminder and a good extra to kind of be like, hey, just making sure where people are. Science fair, so this is something new. This was born out of doing some of my observations now and action research goals and projects for faculty. And J.D. Martin, our science teacher, was talking specifically about increasing the vocabulary. That's one of his goals, and sort of exposure to kiddos, and how can we do that? And so out of that was born a science fair. So we're gonna do a science fair alongside our geography fair that we have, which I'm finding out more about. But the caveat to this science fair is it can include as many kids as it wants, but it has to be a middle schooler and an elementary student so that they partner together and work together. They'll have to submit something, right? Just making sure they're doing the things we want them to do. But they'll have to submit it, and then each step along the way, it'll have some sheets for them to fill out, like what's your thesis, how you're gonna do, so kind of guide them a little bit. But what I really want continuing leader in me is to have the bigs work with the littles in some sort of science fair,
So
so.
like 6, 7, 8 plus K through 5?
And
Yeah,
are they paired up already?
so they do have some pairings already that they're working with, so we can go with that, or we can look at, because I think they're gonna do the same thing with geography. I think geography's gonna take this model on and work with kiddos, so the 8th graders will kind of start this. And like I said, if we're in 8th grade, we can be together, but we've gotta pull somebody from the elementary to do the
Got it.
project.
And what if a third grader, say, wants to do the science fair, but their buddy doesn't?
Then we'll find another one, we'll find
Okay.
somebody, yeah.
Okay.
And all teams, all groups will have, and I don't expect everyone to do it, but we'll see what happens, but each of them should have a adult mentor, right? And it could be fast, just like, are you on task, what do you need, those type of things. So it'll kind of be a whole group effort with the concentration being towards the student collaboration.
Cool.
So that's science fair. I'm gonna jump down, book vending machine. I just sent out a proposal for money for a book vending machine, which I've used in the past and I really love. You can decorate it and it's just a giant vending machine that dispenses books. And with our Kocha being good cards, I would love if the student receives, they can get a token to get a free book, but we'll also look at other ways that kids can earn tokens. Within the grant, the machine's about $6,500. Within the grant, I also asked for probably an extra $1,500, which should stock books for 2 years, right? That should be enough to have, and then if and where we are, whenever that is, to see if that could be part of the budget, where for $500 we'll be able to stock the machine for the year. And the last thing is the data, which I think we'll touch on a little bit. For me, looking at data, some questions, some thoughts that I am gonna ask or pursue is, I'd love to see a robust summer program, and I'd love to see it, and this might not be popular, but I'd love to see it within our buildings. And the reason of that is our teachers and our faculty know our students, so I'd love to see you make it more participation that way. But something that concentrates as an interventionist in the ELA in the math area with some other fun activities and things that we can do. I'd love to see after-school tutoring. I'd love to see a concentration of tutoring, not just a homework club, but something that has meaning and purpose. Whatever that looks like, 45 minutes, half hour, but have certified people that are tutoring kids and pushing for that intervention. And then a math interventionist at the middle school level, it's something that I'd like to pursue at some point. We don't really have one, and I'd love to see some of that, that
What do we
upper
have
grade.
for math intervention now?
So at the lower grades, we have some intervention, but at the middle school level, yeah. So
On your own.
So I'd like to see.
We have reading intervention.
Yeah. So that's where I am. That's Leaders in Action. So it's all pictures of our kiddos, working with kiddos and adults and stuff. So we have that down by the library, and you can't help when you walk past it just to stop and take a look and see smiling faces and stuff. So I figured I'd chat out with you. And there's our robust food program. That's what the kids see in the morning. There's now a fridge in there, but that's kind of what it looks like.
Awesome bins full of fruits and vegetables, that's great.
So thank you.
Are kids eating the skins of the kiwis?
I do.
I do.
Yeah, I do.
You just have to eat those skins.
All right,
Thank you.
I'm gonna go next, and then we're gonna dive into the data reports for the month.
It's right there, Romeo.
Right.
Yeah. So, just to kind of tack on with what Frank was saying, you'll see some of our behavior reports later tonight. It is something that we've taken on as a goal across the supervisory union, and one thing that happened this month, it was bullying prevention month, and Frank brought the administrative team a great idea, which came to fruition rather quickly and
Yeah.
pretty good. We did a anti-bullying video with kids and mostly kids
Yeah.
speaking, and it was shared out. So have you all seen it?
No.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Make sure you get it. I think it's on the website, but we'll send it out. The other thing that we've been doing is diving deep, well, now that we have a really robust system to look at the data and we've been trained on it and we know how to use it well, we've been digging into the data, and during that process, we found that we needed to tweak the system to really get at what we needed. So that was an adjustment, but I think we've got it pretty close to
Yeah.
where we want it. And so this past, at the end of the month, all the administrators brought the data to their teachers in grade level teams. They dug into it to look for trends, to look for students who might be appearing a lot in the data, and meeting about what we can do to support those students. So I think it's having an impact, continue to have an impact, but it's been a really collaborative process, which feels good, having administrators together at the table, noticing things together and talking about strategies. So that is work that is ongoing this year. Absenteeism is another one of our goals. I won't read all of this to you. It's going to be in the newsletter on Friday. I just wanted to bring your attention to it. We have purchased another plug-in for PowerSchool. So our MBA is our behavior plug-in that goes along with our PowerSchool system. We now have MBA attendance monitor, which will allow parents to log into the system and call their student out for an excused absence, a doctor's appointment or whatever, so that you don't have to call the school. You can still call the school. It will also give alerts to parents when students are tardy more than 2 times. This is more of a problem later middle, high school, kids not getting to class on time, so it will alert parents.
Because it alerts now for absenteeism.
Yeah, it's gonna alert tardy as well.
Correct, so that if I just working with the system, what it does currently is a daily attendance. What we're looking to do is what's called meeting attendance, which means per class. So we've just had that, I think, switch flipped so that
Yeah.
now we can do.
It's new, people have access to it, but we're gonna announce it soon. But you'll see later in the report that we can run attendance data as well.
What is the attendance policy?
For truancy,
Just for
we don't have a policy, we have
Do you
a
have-
protocol.
do you have one in the high school about if you miss this many classes, you don't get credit?
I believe there's something to that effect with the high school.
Okay, is it followed?
So I know that,
Because ours wasn't followed for a very
I
long
think
time. Yeah.
we're working on that,
Yeah.
we're working on following up, because when we redid the behavior matrix this summer, we put in there, cutting class is an issue, tardy for class is an issue, so real kind of strict guidelines on it and what happens if you're
Yeah.
tardy this many times,
Yep.
or if you cut this many class, if you cut a class, this is the consequence. So it's about getting the reporting mechanism
Yep.
to work correctly, and then having the follow-through on kids that are not following, or not showing up to class enough. But I'll follow up with Kate on that
And
specific
for,
question.
for here,
Mhm.
where it's K through 8,
Yeah.
do we, is there an attendance policy?
So again, it's more of what we have in place as a protocol. So for two tardies to a class, in the 6, 7, and 8, because the 4 and 5 is sort of like across all, type thing, there, according to the matrix, is a disciplinary consequence for
Okay.
that. And that's what I was saying is when we went in to look at that, what we noticed, at least here in Hartland, we were able to only manage tardy to school
Yep.
by
Right.
daily. Now the switch that needed to be flipped was what they call by meeting, which means by class. And so I actually just got an email earlier to check it. So once that's in place, then teachers will take absent, tardy, whatever,
Yep.
type thing. Then I will run a report once a week on Fridays for the Monday MTSS meeting
Yep.
to say, okay, so and so was late twice too, what's the consequence?
Yeah.
So, and then we also have an attendance meeting that's looking at tardies to school and absentees, so that 3, 5, 7, 10 triggers a response, and whether that's from the nurse, the counselor, the admin,
Yeah.
or what have you, we have those things in place so that we can set meetings up about support,
Got it.
right? What do we do to help support to get you in?
Because many of the absenteeism is not
Yeah.
a student issue.
No.
No.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct, right, and so when you do that wraparound and you're getting to that, 7 to 10, what do we need to do to help support the family?
Did you come get my kids out of
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, do you wanna wait?
Yeah, right. I just wanted to let you know that the auditors were here in October. I shared this at the SU meeting, but I think it's important to share out. We had no material findings.
Yay,
Again, yeah, I know, it's pretty incredible.
no one's embezzling anything, nice work.
No, we'll put the reports up on the website when they come in.
You worry about these things.
It's, I feel very fortunate to work with the, business department that we have. They are thorough, they do the job really well. I don't have to worry about our finances. Deanna, is the controller, and she, if we're off by a penny, she is hunting it down. So it's pretty pretty impressive, and the auditors were very complimentary of, she had everything ready for them, and when they had questions, people were available to answer, so that is very good news. Just to bring this to your attention, I'm not gonna read you this report, but I want you to know that it is out, it is on the AOE website, which is the preliminary findings and recommendations from the Commission on the Future of Public Education, and they are continuing to meet. I believe they met, today, Tuesday, yesterday, I believe they met again, and they were going through these results, because this report is due to the legislature in December, so, it's worth a read, it's not that long, it's not in final form yet, but the other thing, I'm sure you've heard, but I wanna just say it out loud, there are 3 maps, they're not all maps, or there are a couple of them are just plans, really, or proposals so far, that are being discussed. One is around CTEs, which would, be, I think would be 13 CTE districts, or supervisory unions, however.
Technical, that's
Career and tech.
career
Yeah,
tech
yeah.
centers.
Yep, there is a plan or proposal for a BOCES, which is the Board of Cooperative Educational Services, for the regional areas in the state, the 5 regions. And with that proposal, there is talk of strategic mergers. What that means, I'm not quite sure. Where it makes sense, I guess people would merge. That is, the Board of Cooperative Educational Services, they exist in a lot of states. We do have one, actually, you all voted to be part of the first BOCES in Vermont. And it's a way for things to be streamlined, like, for example, if you're in a BOCES, you could run all of your payroll out of it. You could order all of your supplies out of it. You could coordinate all your transportation out of it. Typically, BOCES are really supportive of special education and special education services and special education needs, like psychological testing. You can run all of those things through a BOCES, and it is cost effective. So there is one plan that involves BOCES. And then the last plan that's just kind of evolving right now is around strategic comprehensive regional high schools. And I don't think there's enough information in that plan. I know that plan splits up
I can tell you.
our
everything.
supervisory union. I know Heather said that
I-
she had a meeting last night with Rebecca Holcomb at
Hang out with
Woodstock
Rebecca
and
Holcomb.
was gonna report some of what she found, so Heather, you wanna?
Oh, right now?
Yeah,
Um,
add to it.
So last night, Mountain Views, which is the district I teach in, they called and had Rebecca Holcomb there, and they also had Allison Clarkson and Charlie Kimball. And the meeting started out with Rebecca sort of explaining all of these things, and I just want to let you know that when she got to number 3, which is this strategic regional high school, her words were, "This plan was just half-baked, and it's really actually not even on the table." And what they were doing was they just asked the group to create a map where if they did strategic high schools where you only had to drive 30 minutes, what that would look like. And so somebody put together this map and was like, here's what it would look like, and then they just floated that out, and she said she feels really bad about the anxiety that was caused by this and all the craziness that happened because of it. But her exact words were, it was just a half-baked thought process to think about like what that would look like. So this task force is doing their very best. I am glad that I was there. That was actually not the purpose of why I was at that meeting, but I'm glad I was there to listen to her because she's pretty great. And her words were like very uplifting, and she was very, very, very complimentary about the fact that like the district that I work for, this district and Hartford have already started a conversation about like number 2, which she felt like was the best idea out of all 3 of these. Like this idea of like, if there are mergers that people can do and are all willing to all go in on doing it, like strategic mergers was the word. And like the fact that like these 3 districts have already started, she's like, we've read your letters, we read everything, we really appreciate all of this, and like we're looking, to do this. And that she said, our job is to literally give out maps. Like we're not here to fix the finances or anything else. Just give maps, and like then our hands are clean. Like we're done. And so she spoke very strongly about how this timeline is crazy, and how like she has no idea how this is going to happen, especially with like legislature and how this is supposed to pass. So it gave me a different perspective. And so if any of you want to hear all of this, it was a recorded board meeting, please go and listen to her, and the questions that were asked, and just her explanation of everything it made me feel a whole heck of a lot better about the state of education. Yes, love.
Was this mass hysteria around the email that was sent to Woodstock parents with maps included in them?
Oh yeah.
So somebody that I work with was like, have you seen these maps? Like, these are crazy. I'm like, I don't even know where you got this map from.
Tell me more.
And the whole thing was like, this seems like they're like almost fear mongering and I could see why people would be like, oh my god, this is crazy. Because when I looked at the map, I'm like, it didn't make any sense to me.
Who sent
But
the
isn't it
Sherry.
Sherry did,
Superintendent.
my superintendent. But I have to tell you, as much as I was like, oh my goodness, this is horrible, this map, I am so thankful, because you know what? It got everybody riled up.
Yeah.
Everybody is in this conversation now, because nobody wants districts broken up.
Right.
Nobody wants this, that, and everything. And so like, as much as, and maybe that was the plan, right? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, I'm glad that map got leaked out or whatever. I mean, it was purposely
It's
put
not a
out there.
leak, it sounds
It's
like
not,
a.
it's,
No,
it's not
it's-
secret.
No, it's not secret at all.
No.
But I'm glad that it got put out there, because like, look at how fired up everybody is now.
Yeah.
We're like, what are you doing? So, it's a
I've
great way to
got
get
the-
everyone involved.
I put the report
Thank you.
from the commission and the link to the meetings in my newsletter on Friday. Not to rile people up, but people
Yeah.
need to be informed.
They do.
So, and it's a lot to look through.
Sure.
A lot of people have time to look.
It's a lot,
Look
it's a
through it,
lot to
but-
look through.
It is a
Yeah.
lot.
But I should at least be informed. So that's great, Heather.
Yeah.
Thank you. for-
Yeah, no, I encourage everybody, honestly, go to the Mountain
Watch
View's website and watch
Okay.
the meeting. You can also watch a really great speech by me later on.
Awesome.
Got an
Okay.
incentive right there.
So we're gonna move on to the data report. I'm gonna switch my screens.
Do you wanna talk about our letter now, or would you rather save that for discussion just while we're on the topic of Act 73?
You're in charge here.
That's fine if
Yeah.
people's minds are better focused that way.
So we met obviously October 7th and told everybody that we would be submitting a letter. If you look on the AOE website, there's just, streams of public comments, like links to people's name, and there's several school boards, and so I think the idea here would be just to submit this. So is it possible can you pull up what I emailed you on there so people can read it, but I'm happy just to also read it aloud. So, to the members of the Vermont School Redistricting Task Force, on behalf of the Hartland School Board, we are writing in response to the ongoing discussions regarding redrawing of Vermont's school district maps. At our public meeting on October 7th, we invited residents to share their perspectives and priorities concerning the future configuration of school districts. We heard clearly from Hartland residents that maintaining meaningful local governance is a top priority. Hartland values having a voice in decisions that affect our children's education and supports a redistricting plan that uses supervisory unions as opposed to districts to maintain that local input. While we are committed to partnering with our neighboring towns to build sustainable and high-quality educational opportunities, we recognize the logistical and financial barriers to creating a large regional high school. In the absence of such a school, our residents want the ability to identify local educational opportunities that serve their particular children's and families' needs. We appreciate the thoughtful and complex work of the task force and hope that our community's perspective can contribute meaningfully to your deliberations. So I think the two things I tried to capture was governance, and I tried to capture choice without using the word choice, because no one wants us to use the word choice.
It's good.
That's great, thank you.
It
But-
is.
Okay, so if you guys are all comfortable with that, I think we can put it on letterhead and submit it,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay, and I don't know if you guys, I don't know how it works in terms of admin adding their names to things, but
I don't think we,
I don't think it was come from admin, I think
Okay.
it would just be us.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're cool too, you know. We are school board.
some of the
members.
school board letters that I looked at
we
had
have
admin on them,
it.
and so,
I mean, I'm
but
not
I
opposed-
don't,
I'm not opposed
not
to putting
opposed
my
to
name
it.
on it at all.
I'm not opposed to it
How did
representing.
you send it, Hannah? Is it-
I emailed it to
is it
you
a-
and
oh, yeah,
Beth.
okay.
Sorry, I had to like
It's a
forward it from
Word.
my work email
Yeah.
because I
It's a
can't
Word
get on
document.
Gmail on my work
It's a Word
computer.
document,
I
so
don't
we
have a
can
personal
get this,
computer anymore.
we can get it on letterhead and get it sent.
Broken back,
Right.
broken back.
Yeah.
Here went the Mac.
I've seen them that they have.
I'm gonna
We're
forward
getting
it.
another letter.
Okay, thank you.
So.
And thank you so much, Hannah, for pulling that.
Yeah.
Solid
Yeah.
work.
We're gonna get it on letterhead
Okay,
and,
and then just submit it. I just feel like that, I just wanna make sure
Yeah.
that if anybody from Heartland looks, they know that we
Yeah.
like actually used that to inform, and it seems like
Absolutely.
those
Thank
are
you
the
for
things people
keeping us-
felt most strongly
Correct.
about. Yeah, I don't know how much it'll impact anything.
okay, let me get back to the
All right.
that report.
Okay. Report, right?
Slideshow, here we go. Alright. So, Frank, you want to tag team maybe?
Yeah.
This is the,
I have it on my thing
we
too,
got,
so-
these are
yeah.
wildly important goals. And this year we're measuring, K3 with DIBELS, which is the screener we selected under, the literacy law, Act 139, that we're required to have. Which is a great screener, by the way, very quickly up, and the information that it gives us. And then we use STAR, assessments for other assessment tools. So,
Although I was finding with some of my students, their scoring does vary significantly on the topic of the reading. And so we had
Oh.
significantly higher scores when students were like read something about trees and foliage, like they knew about this.
They knew
And
about
then
it.
there was another one about, I forget what it was,
Yeah,
maybe it was about
depends.
oceans, something or other,
Yeah.
and it was something that like was much more farther afield from anything they would know.
Well,
It's
so
just like,
interesting.
what do you
It is.
do?
it's also
Yeah.
like, if it's a topic of interest, when I was a
Yeah.
teacher, like if it's a topic of interest, they always scored better.
Yeah.
Uh-huh, although that's what speaks to like the bias of
Yeah.
like IQ testing too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like that it's like so
Yeah.
cultural.
And it's
But-
always important to remember, it's just like a snapshot
It's a
of that
snapshot
child.
Of a
at
day,
very
that
On
morning,
that- on
that
that
was
day.
breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright, so these are the DIBELS, these are the DIBELS scores from the beginning of the year. And all the students in, intensive support, in the red, by law, their families get a letter letting them know that they are in need of support, and then interventionist plans are, can you see it?
is that just boys? Is that what it says?
No, it's not.
No,
I know, I was like,
it's an
boy.
acronym.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh.
Bring,
Just the boys.
Just
need
the
that.
boys.
Right. It's an acronym.
So,
Okay.
okay, it's not just boys. So,
beginning of year?
this is
Beginning of year.
Beginning of year, very
This
good.
is the-
Come on,
yeah,
man.
Beginning of year. Oh, well done.
Just the
on that.
boys, hey.
Well done. So, that's where we are. We will obviously, we'll update these in mid-year, and hopefully we'll see, a good amount of progress. A lot of these kids are just coming to school, so it's their first time being assessed, and they get better. as
How
they go
often do they do this?
on. DIBELS 3 times a year.
3 times a year,
Yeah.
okay. When is the next one?
End of January.
Mhm.
Yep. End of year, so. All right, star reading, so these are from year to year, and as you can see, there's, the percentage of students proficient at or above benchmark, which is proficient or above in green, has increased slightly from last year to this year. Knowing that, this is school-wide and you're not dealing with the same
Cohort.
same children, but it does give you information and it's moving in the right direction, so. And then then we break it down by, grade bands. This is 3-5, which, it was quite a impressive jump from last year to this year. Anything to add, Frank?
No, not for this one.
Okay. 6-8, a decrease. I think, again, it's not the same students, but definitely something to pay attention to.
You know, I'm thinking that maybe with some consistency with ELA and that realm, having
About
those
that.
kids for 3 years, right, and within the great teacher that we have, with Sam August, just if that continues, I think that does have impact when you're going from teacher to teacher from different people, or, so.
And we have not had consistency
Yeah.
for the past few years in middle school
Yeah,
ELA.
yeah.
But, have a great ELA teacher
Yeah.
currently, so.
So this is
yeah.
awesome.
All right, in, math, you can see we pretty much stayed the same. Math is definitely a focus
This
for us.
seems to be a sell for the need for that interventionist.
Yes.
That's where that came out of.
This
Yeah.
is, this is school-wide.
Still.
This is, not great, and, you know,
What
it's not.
curriculum are you using again?
We are using Eureka
Eureka
Squared.
Squared.
Eureka Squared. And we have built in, I know, last year at Windsor, one of the strategies we used, in middle school and high school math was to implement a spiral review, which is a review of all of the skills, you know, consistently every day, which increased the, Windsor middle school and high school math scores by a significant amount, so we are implementing that across the SU, and, we'll anticipate that that will also help improve the scores, so.
So, with our
Yeah.
math scores, is our 8th graders in this, or are they ended up being in like the high school since they're in geometry? Like, do those geometry kids get measured?
Algebra,
This is just,
Algebra, sorry.
this is
they're still middle school, they just go to.
Yeah.
school-wide, Hartland. When they take the STAR assessment, the algebra kids, don't take it here, correct?
I don't, since I wasn't, I don't know.
It would just be
how that's
interesting,
done.
cause those, you would think those would be
Correct.
higher achieving math
I'm
kids.
almost positive they take them here, because they would certainly have to take the ELA here.
You think they take them here?
I think they do.
It would make
Find
sense
out.
that they do, but I don't, I wasn't.
Okay. We'll
How
look
many
into that.
are going over for algebra, like 4 or 5?
4 this year, right?
Four or
Four or
five.
five.
But there was a whole class of them last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just such a small group.
Data, so, okay, find out. So that's school-wide,
And then broken down.
this is grades 1, 2, so a decrease. Again, it's not apples to apples, but, 21% proficient in math is something to, focus on.
Yeah.
That's not a high percentage of kids who are proficient in math.
And this isn't breaking down like the weak areas specifically.
It
this is a-
can,
okay.
the teachers can dig in, yeah,
You tease it.
yeah.
But that's sort of, again, thinking about a robust summer program, tutoring after school, and math intervention is sort of like looking at this data and having a conversation, kind of getting that started to see.
But we have, I feel like Eureka, that's fairly new.
Eureka Squared is
There,
new,
Squared.
but Eureka was in place for a long time, yeah. I think it's, you know, conversations that we've been having with staff.
And I'm not saying it's the curriculum's fault, cause that's.
Well, there are lots of factors,
Yeah.
right? But one thing that we're really working on is, in our professional development time, their grade level teams coming together to talk about the curriculum and, to make sure that we're all using this, you know, the same assessments and not just pieces of it, but,
Sure.
so those conversations are happening, so that impacts the data as well. 3-5, pretty consistent. 6-8. Frank, any hypotheses here?
I don't have my thoughts, but I love the jump, and I think something to build on when we talk about, where we wanna see that intervention and not having something, at the middle school. I think that would move that number. I like the jump actually.
So we break it down by demographics. So this is reading, free and reduced on your left, and non-free and reduced on the right. And you can see that
Can you?
I just love it. You're like, just like the squirrel
can't
here.
see.
That is growing, right.
Digging
So-
the
The
tunnel.
doorknob,
Yeah.
right, looking through that.
Exactly.
So you can see a slight gain in the non-free and reduced, and pretty static with free and reduced from last year to this year. But there is a pretty significant gap between free and reduced and non-free and reduced, so closing that gap has been a consistent challenge for decades across the country, and we have not successfully closed it. You're still laughing at me?
No,
Okay.
No, no,
We're on
I'm,
to,
we're looking at the
Okay.
next one.
This
We're
is math,
saying-
and again, a pretty large gap between free and reduced students, or students who qualify for free and reduced, and students who don't. So definitely something to focus on. These are students on IEPs, the proficiency rate, so slight increase, but
Yes, but that's also why they're on IEP.
that's
They're not
also
on
why they're on an IEP, and you know, when you think about the data of students on IEPs, you know, the goal is to get students off IEPs, and when they do come off IEPs, they're
Yep.
not represented in the data
Right.
anymore, so
Right.
it's, yeah, it's complicated, but, this is math, so a pretty, you know, not that the percentage of proficient is great, but there has been growth in that realm. So here's the attendance data that we were referring to in the reports we're getting now.
Christine, can I
Yeah.
ask you one more question? So remember at the SU board meeting, I brought up the question about STAR with, you know, like timers and students knowing about like the, you know, hitting the button that reads the questions to them,
Mhm.
like are students accessing these things?
Yeah.
And, you know, like, how the testing, like how things are being set up and things like that. 'Cause a lot of this does matter, and,
Yeah.
you know, like watching for students who are just going like this.
Click.
Yep, and being like, nope, we gotta do this again.
Yeah. Resetting.
So, yeah, is that like,
Yeah, it's definitely on our radar.
Yeah.
I know that question was asked, and
Yeah.
Bridget was gonna look into that. I think she said all students had access to that ability
to read?
to have
But,
the
but are they?
math,
Like,
right, are
that's,
they,
that's the
right.
thing, is like,
right.
are teachers being like, no, like,
But it is a setting, so I mean, the administrator has to go in, let it be the classroom or the teacher, to have unlimited time and have
Yes.
the read to you.
you got it.
Those are things that, I mean,
And I
they're
think-
not automatic.
And like, we've found that like students who do the STAR test, they'll do the reading, and then when they get to the math and they see, you know, reading words,
Yeah.
they're all of a sudden
They
like,
shut down.
they're done.
Yeah.
And so if they know that they can just put on headphones and hear it, and like, it's acceptable and it's not like weird, and
Yeah.
teachers are like encouraging it actually,
It makes a difference.
it will make a difference.
Yeah.
So, cause
Yeah.
it's there, why not use it?
I'll check in with Bridget
Yeah.
on that as well.
Do they all take it at the same time in a classroom, or are they doing it like stationed, like how?
They for the most part take it at the same time.
yeah,
Classroom.
and within a classroom, you have your classrooms, you have it broken down into those that may have accommodations and.
Dibbles is a little different,
Yeah.
because it's more individualized, but.
How does it work for the littles with the computers, like, they're,
They know how to use those computers.
well, no, like,
Well,
like
STAR
my
testing
children
starts in
perfectly, like, they
third.
don't, like, they
It's-
don't have.
yeah.
you don't
It
have-
starts in third.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
And
for-
Dibbles is,
for ELA, it's
One-on-one,
Dibbles,
okay.
it's individual.
Mhm.
For STAR testing, I think we agreed, think back for a minute, that
I saw 1-2 was on
it's
there
1-2,
somewhere,
so in math, it starts at, we don't do kindergarten in
Mhm.
math, in STAR. we are
They're
looking,
in January.
they start, yeah, not in the fall. So we've made the decision to use Dibbles, for ELA, and it's Dibbles, oh gosh, I forget what it's called, the online. It'll come to me in a
The
second.
type of dibbles or type of?
Yeah, we moved to Dibbles, so the teachers still work individually with students, but it's an online, it's not paper
It's online
pencil.
scoring.
Yeah, and so they're
But
looking.
it's the kids not manipulating the computer.
Correct, the kids are not,
Okay.
so it's a more accurate assessment.
I just wonder if with the one too, if that's playing a role too, like.
That's
Yeah.
interesting, because our school doesn't, we just start star and third.
Third.
Yeah, well, we're looking at moving to,
And they get panicky in third.
a different math screener, which is, when I think of the name. I'll
Universal
tell you.
number screener?
No, it'll come to me, but we're looking at changing math to, the early grades, so that's great. To the early grades, just for that reason, so. Okay, this is our attendance data, you're at 97%, student, attendance, which is great, yep. So you can see, I don't know, this is tardy excused and tardy unexcused, and that's mostly at the beginning of the day, Frank. 'cause
Yeah, I
this is-
wonder
Yeah,
what
it's
percentage of
beginning-
those are before 8:20, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what that, yeah.
Rolling in.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting the difference between tardies
I don't know,
unexcused
yeah, I don't know
from
what
middle
that
schoolers.
Percentage like.
Is it just because they're getting their own butts out the door and they're not relying on
Their
their
parents.
parents as much?
Well,
Speaks to
I mean,
frontal lobe development.
I would say that
really.
would be by.
Frank has a great, plan that he's running the data weekly and,
No, I mean, like, how many
targeting,
of you at
um,
tardies are just that first 10 minutes?
what is,
How many of those tardies are 8 or 2? 8.
so, sorry, I'm just gonna find out what that double screener is. It's
She's,
gross.
You know,
she's a brilliant.
I think just looking at attendance as you're looking to do that, I think the activities and the leader meal, the things that we're doing are not only keeping kids in school, but wanting to come to school. Like, I really think the morning meetings and the things that we're doing, I think really help in the celebrations, cause kids are getting, like, kids this week, like, we haven't had a meeting because we had something last week. When are we having that meeting, to celebrate or to talk
Yeah.
about being good? And the work that's being done with Leader and me and just the groupings, I think, really is helping kids be excited about coming in and a purpose and a place.
Awesome. This is middle school,
Mhm.
and then, this is just a kind of a overview of the behavior data. This is a piece of what we can see and what staff can see, but these are, average logs, and staff and, both certified staff and support staff are able to log behaviors.
What's the system that you're using to log behavior?
It's, MBA.
And-
Behavior plugin through Power School. So we've got, this is average logs per month in the elementary and the middle separated.
But yes, it does. Yeah.
October's data, I will say, when we ran it, it was not, the whole month wasn't over yet, so
Yep.
there was still a week and a half. left.
There's still time.
There's still
they
time,
still can get
so-
someone under the
It's
wire.
averages, it's not
Yeah.
total, so.
I mean, some of the things that we, have, well, I'll get to it in a
Holidays
minute.
on a Friday.
These are where, and staff can dig in to their own classroom data and see where the most incidents are happening, classroom, playground in elementary.
I wanna know what's happening at 11 PM and 12 AM.
Those are user error, we're putting in.
What is going on
Yeah.
here?
Most incidents
Yeah,
are
right, what is,
hallway, playground, classroom, time of day is typically around lunchtime.
Yeah.
Those are
unstructured
those
times.
unstructured times. These are well, I think these are mixed up a little bit, so. This is by time of day, but there's the location there, so
Yes.
just forgive us, this is time of day and location, okay, so you can see, yeah, it's flipped.
Are teachers consistently using this, or are
Yeah.
some using it more than
We're
others?
working really hard.
Yeah, I will say to give the teachers a lot of credit, we've emphasized it, that this is the reporting system, but I think, to be honest, when I run this report, I do put administrative response on there, just it says, follow up, whatever.
Mhm.
And I think for a teacher to see that, and for us to self-reflect as administrators to show, okay, hey, we need to pick it up also. If we're asking them to write in and put these log entries in, then we need to make sure that we're being consistent with the response, right? So it holds everyone accountable, and that was how I presented it when we sat through a meeting, was, you know, looking at Michael and myself and saying, we need to do a better job and look at the responses. And even if our follow-up was there, we didn't record it, which means you're not hearing back from us, right? That's a communication thing. So that's what that helped us. So yes, I think the teachers are using it, and I think as this process starts to mature, we start to understand a little bit between what is data collection versus a need for a response, right? You throw a pencil at me, that's probably a data at a student or something, that's a data collection, a conversation. I might not need a response, but if I have 3 of those in one class, which is a new feature for us now, where you can kind of turn it into a minor to a major, that data collection before, if you didn't do that, right, then I'm like, well, that's the first time I'm hearing about it. Or as a parent, right, I shouldn't be the point of the spear of first impact. If when I call you, you should have heard from somebody if it was a 3rd or 4th time of an incident. So that's where we're holding each other accountable and supporting teachers.
One of the things we noticed when we were digging in was, we worked really hard on a behavior matrix with outlined specific behaviors that happened. They didn't necessarily align with what was in the app itself, so we've cleaned that, like, every behavior that's in there is in the behavior matrix.
Are you also, so, and this is just a conversation for my own interest, that, like, we have students that are like the high flyer behavior kids that are on behavior management plans, maybe IEPs. Are you still collecting that level of data on them, even if they're having like other data
Depends.
collected
I
elsewhere?
mean, if a student's on a behavior plan, there's often individualized data collection going on with that student. So, not necessarily, but sometimes.
Yeah, it
No, I
depends
mean, we've just been struggling with trying to figure out how are we, because I mean, I have some students that like, I could be spending an hour and a half a day putting in logs, you know, like.
Oh, absolutely, right, you can
You know, so
continue to
like,
go
how are
through.
we,
Yeah.
how are we balancing that?
Some of it might be you collect something, let's say you have a kid that you have that behavior plan data collection, you might have all of that at the end of the day and then create one log
Yeah.
that will help capture what
I
that is.
can't remember what happened at 8:15.
Yeah, no, I get it, that's fair.
It's hard, but people are doing a really good job, and as Frank said, at the administrative level, when a log comes in, and it's a minor, there's really not an administrator response. But if it's a major, the administrators, and they've all agreed, they will put their response in and it gets sent back to the teacher, so there's follow through, which is great. This is subtype, these are gonna change the next time you see this because we've changed the codes to match our matrix, but most of the infractions were defined as disrespect, disruption, or some physical contact or unwanted aggressive behavior. And that doesn't mean fist fights, drop dead, fighting, but you touch somebody, yeah. Middle school as well. And that is the last slide in the data report, but you will, we'll bring this back to you again mid-year and at the end of the year, so you can see our progress.
And I'm happy at any point, like, cause I'm running them weekly, right, like I'm just kinda doing them, and so if there is a question somewhere along the line that you'd like to know, I'd be happy to just run a smaller version of that if that answers questions that you might have.
A lot of times when you dig in, you find that there are a handful of students creating a lot of the logs, and that is information where, that you can take and look a little deeper and put supports in place for those particular kiddos.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I know Justin, without saying, but Michael and I actually have a schedule of places we are at certain times because of the data, right? Like, he has his class that he goes through at whatever time, and I have mine. And sometimes it might be a quick conversation about parent meetings, like, hey, can you take my 9 o'clock walkthrough in this class, because we don't, right? And it's supportive of everybody, and so, that's how we're using it.
And somebody asked about already, like, certain teachers putting in more, cause like some of those are like sort of subjective, right?
Yeah.
Like disobedience, like
Yep.
like
Correct.
trying to be more consistent with.
Yep.
Yeah, disrespect is really hard.
Yeah, it's like,
Some people think.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
people-
Yeah, what do some people like to just control or take care of on their own versus?
Yeah, I mean, that's always something, and it goes to classroom management, and it goes to threshold, it goes, there's a number of things. I remember as a teacher, I always kept everything within my own, and I called for administrative support one day, and 3 people showed up, and it was only because like a window fell out, and I just needed someone to come, but everyone showed, because you normally, so you get to learn that as administrators is working, and the communication part of it, really, that's what it is, like, hey, I saw that you wrote this up, do you need me? No, I got it, but I wanted you to make sure that you're aware of it, right, so maybe you can walk by, and so it helps increase the communication we should be having.
Act 73 updates?
Well,
Is anything beyond the letter?
the letter and others, update, that's all we have tonight.
Onward, budget discussion,
Preliminary, that's not dive too deep into this.
Preliminary. So, we can share that, Larry and I have been working, to look at our numbers to make sure that we are in compliance with class size minimums, which go into effect next year. And I'm happy to say that Hartland is in compliance, so that is good news. And I think preliminarily, Frank has met with Larry, and your budget advisory committee is in the works.
Yeah, I asked for feedback, so that I sent out a little survey to the teachers, sort of like wants, needs, you know, for wish list type stuff. What don't I know? What do I need to know? Like everyone wants to share past history, the conversations they had. So it's hard when you've been here 2 months to take a look overall, sort of globally. But I do know, again, the interventionist that comes out of the data that I was reading. You know, knowing that we have different class sizes, a schedule, algebra, like all of that stuff. So it's hard to kind of step into that and be as fluent, as educated as I
You
want to
don't
be.
know what you don't know yet.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't know. I know I can tell you that I do have like a little wish list coming, but it's going to be for you know, as I start to understand more and see where we're going, that places where I feel I'd like to bring some things forward to say this is what we're looking at and this is what I think we need, or subtract, or whatever the case may be.
I mean, the one with this small class size, our tuition dollars are going to drop compared to.
Yeah, they are.
As we have a bigger class leaving and a smaller class entering, so
Yeah.
that'll help a little bit.
Yes.
But as I'm looking at the budget book, I mean, we're looking right now at a 4.54 increase.
That's with
overall.
really no changes, it's just
Yeah,
carrying-
exactly,
carrying
that's what I
over.
mean, when I look
That
at it,
feels
it's
okay,
basically
right?
just like
but is
status.
that
feels
the
okay.
tuition sheet in that budget book? The numbers look like they're pretty much the same as the year or last year.
Depends how many you're graduating and how many you're going in, so
Yeah.
it could have been a small,
So you said the 8th grade though this year for next year's budget, because that's what's going off for those numbers. It should be smaller than what it is, right?
it depends how many
Where
you're
they go.
graduating. So if it's offset by
The 12th.
how many 12th graders are leaving and how many 9th graders are entering the system.
Oh, okay.
So if like
if it's
15.
a similar, if
yeah.
it's a similar number, you're not gonna see a lot of cost savings. If you're graduating a really large class in 12th grade and sending a smaller, you'll see savings, but that should be in there somewhere, yeah. So that's preliminary, I think last year the board, gave some guidance around trying to stay under the threshold, which is still a
Do we have a
thing,
threshold?
and we didn't make it.
We did, and I would say, I
But-
think that's still guidance we would like to
Okay.
try to, I mean, I'm not willing to speak for everybody, but whatever we can do, but
Yeah.
I also wanna see a
That's the
quality
Right.
per student.
school.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, okay.
Do we have like, has anyone named a threshold yet?
We got to see them.
Like, state got
Not
anything yet? Okay.
Not that I know
So that 4% or whatever is without going over the threshold and then paying
I don't know.
double that.
Nobody knows.
No
we
one
don't
knows yet.
know what that number is yet. We should know soon, in December.
Yeah,
But-
4.54,
yeah.
I don't.
But is that 4.54 saying that's 4.5 more than last year?
Your budget's up that
Yes.
much.
Yes.
Okay.
Your budget's up
That's
that
all.
much.
That's it?
Yep.
Does that
includes health
include the?
insurance?
does that
Oh, yeah,
include-
yeah,
Yeah.
just
Yes.
regular pay
That's it
increases for
right
every.
there.
people.
That's really, to be honest with you,
That's-
going through,
That's
that's,
nothing.
That's the 4%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Health
if you go
insurance.
through just the, it's,
Let's
yeah,
add some things. into
salaries
that
are a
chart.
4.8%
Ah,
increase,
yes.
Well, last year we were
Yeah.
okay too, but then once they put in the threshold, then
Yeah.
every dollar we were paying over 18.5.
And then they slashed it, remember near the end, then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, they like
Here's a
took
little
it.
money.
Yeah, they're like, oh, by the way, we're gonna
And
bring it
health
down a couple.
insurance is up 6%, so
Yeah.
we're
It's
overall.
7.3.
Last year, we had fewer staff, but our insurance costs were more.
Yeah, it depends what people,
Even
what
with
plans people
What
take.
people
staff.
choose.
So the budget work is in the works. I don't, Frank sent out a survey to staff. I know in the past we've had a budget advisory committee made up of some community members.
Yes.
That was
I'm-
helpful last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, I have that on the ready to send out in a
Okay.
nice little thing. Larry gave me times that he was available, cause he was meeting with folks, right?
Yeah.
So I will
You wanna
make sure
get that, yeah, I think
get that out.
on the dates, I was at a Mount Scottney board meeting last night, so the plan is to bring the draft budget to the next meeting,
Okay.
December, so you wanna schedule those meetings this month, yeah. And it's probably maybe 2 meetings, yeah, not a lot, so. So we'll plan to come back next month with, I mean, you can see the budget, it's in draft form, the budget book is live, and Larry sent you all that email, but that's a starting place, so. Frank's mentioning an interventionist at the middle level, that's not in there.
No.
Yeah. So,
Fourth grade teacher.
That's what we're paying.
Mm.
Yeah, we're not adding a fourth grade teacher then,
that is not reflected in that
in that
budget.
budget.
That's just
Or
carrying
maybe
over.
Frank comes to us with that.
Yeah,
Frank may come to you.
no, I'm not
Yes.
saying,
He can have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
we had like plan
We had
double
plan
zig-
double-
zag
double
last
12
year.
with
Remember Hannah's plan?
Yeah.
Hannah's plan, Hannah's plan, let's just cut it all.
Cut everybody.
Just cut everybody.
Cut the teacher's health insurance.
It's plan B,
Hannah's plan.
plan C if you
The
want,
atomic button.
with additions or cuts or whatever.
Because it went to
On
the
a
SU.
spreadsheet
Yep.
that he can change in real time at the meeting.
Yeah, I have, after this
That was in
preliminary
special
meeting, I have
transportations at the SU too.
a way to try to see,
It's weird because we're a district
put something in there with
and yes,
a reduction of another
so
place.
it's like
Okay,
different than, I guess.
Do we have a PE teacher yet?
That's huge.
We don't, at
if you know
this
anybody,
time, if you know anybody, I've made calls to schools. We have somebody that was interested, but, graduated in December from Norwich, but has decided to wait to take on full-time employment until the next school year, but is
They
interested.
don't want to just,
I know.
What's that?
they don't want to just sub.
Yep, kinda went through that as well, and,
Frank is making it work for now.
Who's the paras have been subbing and stuff?
we have we're splitting, the time, so it's not just one person, so that they still can carry on some of the other duties that they have, so one person taking middle school, person taking elementary, and when they're not doing that, they're in classrooms, so we're kinda still being able to,
This
So,
is PE, right?
yeah. Do we, next agenda, I'm hearing budget,
Yes.
student report?
yeah, I will work
Sounds
on
right.
getting
On
a
that?
student report,
Okay.
yep, we've been in conversation.
Can we keep Act 73 updates on
Yeah.
our agenda?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're meeting, our date is December
Second.
2nd, thank you.
Oh,
Sorry.
That's my husband's birthday.
No,
So-
well, guess
Oh, I
what?
was gonna film
Bring
that
cake.
afterwards. Not board related.
He's turning 50.
Oh,
Bring
yeah,
cake.
you don't have to be here.
Yeah, you don't have to.
I may.
You can skip.
You can
He's
skip.
actually gonna be really upset at me that I just announced that in a public meeting.
Congratulations, you're 50. Woo! 50 and fabulous. Go, go, go.
Yeah, I think the big focus will be the budget.
Budget, yeah, we'll be going over those.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do like an ABC and
Yep.
plan.
We
Got
started
it.
wrapping up.
You like-
You're talking about
and a
how
Hannah
to
plan.
back in
The
time.
I'll-
Hannah plan is like,
No,
just cut everything.
My husband is
Uh,
there.
It's a
There's
machete.
me and a family out there.
Yeah.
I know, Adam's like,
He's like,
He's so cute.
he's just adjourned the meeting.
Do we have an executive session?
You do not.
All right. So, does it, would
I
anyone like
move
to
to end tonight's meeting.
Second? All right. I call this meeting
We need to vote.
adjourned. Oh, we need to vote.
We need to vote.
All.
Aye.
I would like to end this meeting.
I don't know, if Ryan keeps talking,
Aye.
he's never gonna pay attention.
We
I had a 4 o'clock
are
meeting.
adjourning